Transported from roots. Okay. I hope this was easy. Transported from roots to various parts of the plant as dash through dash vessels. Now here you all must be facing trouble by answering this, but through which vessels? You all know that we have discussed also in the animation that water and minerals are transported through what? They are transported through xylem. So you'll put here xylem vessels. Now what happens when xylem vessels are going to transport water and minerals? That water which contains minerals. Now why this water contains minerals? You all know that water is a universal solvent, so it's going to dissolve many solutes with it. So that solutes, here are those minerals. So water containing minerals which is transported through xylem, through this tissue, that water is known as xylem sap. So xylem sap is nothing. It is water containing minerals. Why this water contains minerals? Because water is a universal solvent and it is going to dissolve many solutes in the form of what? In the form of minerals. So water containing minerals that is going to transport through the xylem vessels, that water is known as what? It is known as xylem sap. Okay. So next we move on to the third point, evaporation of water from the leaves. Now I have put in a bracket here. What do we name a process of evaporation of water from the leaves? You all know, it's very well understood that evaporation of water from the leaves is known as transpiration. Okay. Transpiration creates a force that pulls the xylem sap. Now what is the direction of movement of water and minerals through xylem vessels? That is upward movement. So it is going to pull the xylem sap, means water containing minerals, xylem sap upwards, okay, because the movement is going to be in an upward direction. Next we move on to next point, leaves take in dash and give out dash. Which gas is taken in by leaves? Leaves take in carbon dioxide and they are going to give out oxygen by the process of photosynthesis through what? Through, there are special pores, okay, which we call as stomata, through which gaseous exchange takes place. Transpiration also plus gaseous exchange also takes place through stomata. Okay. Next we move on to dash is produced during this process. During photosynthesis, what is produced? The end product of photosynthesis, glucose, or you can say sugar. So we will write food is prepared, or you can write glucose. Glucose, which is a food for plants, is prepared during this process and is transported from dash to dash through dash in the form of phloem sap. Transported from what? From leaves, because the food is manufactured in the leaves of the plant. From leaves to other plant parts. So you can write to plant parts. Okay. To plant parts. Now through what? For the conduction of food, for the transportation of food in plants, we have special conducting tissue that we call as phloem. Through phloem in the form of phloem sap. Next, the cyclic process. Now what is going to come here? This cyclic process is going to continue. So cyclic process continues. Okay. So we have filled in everything and now we have a fair idea of what is going to happen during transportation of water and minerals in plant. This is the cycle, the cyclic process which is going to be continued. So let us recall again. Roots absorb water and minerals. You all know that the water and minerals are present in the soil and the roots are in contact with the soil. So these roots are going to absorb water and minerals in inorganic form. Why inorganic? Because these are inorganic. They are not organic. They don't contain carbon, hydrogen molecules. So these are inorganic minerals. So roots absorb water and minerals in inorganic form such as nitrates, phosphates, from what? Obviously from soil through root hairs. Why we have mentioned root hairs? Because there are special structures, root hairs, from where? Through imbibition. Imbibition is absorption at the surface. So from root hairs, through a process known as imbibition, there is absorption of water and minerals. So roots are going to absorb water and minerals in inorganic form such as nitrates, phosphates, etc. from soil through root hairs. Okay. And remember the process by which root hairs are going to absorb water initially, the first process, that process is what? That process is imbibition. It is imbibition. Okay. imbibition is the absorption of water at the surface. For example, you have already discussed that when there is rainy season going on, the wooden doors are going to absorb water, and that absorption process is due to imbibition. Why? Because starch and cellulose is present in plants in abundance, so they are water absorbing. They are going to absorb water by this process, and this process is what? This is imbibition. Okay. So first point, I hope it's very clear to you all. Roots absorb water and minerals in inorganic forms such as nitrates, phosphates from soil through root hairs. Next, water and minerals from soil are transported from roots. Okay, they are going to transport it. They are going to transport it from roots to various parts of the plant as xylem sap through xylem vessels. You know, these xylem, which is a conducting tissue, it is going to transport what? It is going to transport water and minerals in plants in the form of what? In the form of xylem sap. Now, what is xylem sap? Xylem sap is the water which is going to contain minerals in it. Why water contains mineral? Why it is not pure water always? Because as you know that water is a universal solvent, it is going to dissolve some solutes. So, those solutes are in the form of those minerals. So, xylem sap is water containing minerals. So, xylem sap is going to be transported through what? Through the xylem vessels. Okay. Next, evaporation of water from the leaves. This process of evaporation of water from the leaves is known as transpiration, and this is a necessary evil for the plants. So, it is very important process. It creates a force that pulls the xylem sap upwards. Now, it is going to pull the water which is containing those minerals in upward direction. So, the pulling of that xylem sap is always in upward direction. So, xylem is going to be unidirectional. Xylem is going to perform its function in one direction, that is in upward motion. Next, leaves take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen by a process known as photosynthesis, by which the leaves are going to manufacture food for the plants through special pores which are known as stomata. So, these stomata or the pores which are more in number at the lower side of the leaf are going to what? They are going to do exchange of gases, which is going to help in this process, that is photosynthesis, that is preparation of food for the plants. Next, what is the end product of photosynthesis? Obviously, food is manufactured and that food is in the form of glucose. So, glucose is produced during this process and it is transported from leaves. Because the food is prepared in the leaf of a plant, it is going to transport it to all the plant parts through phloem in the form of phloem sap. Now, that food is also going to be transported in what form? In a liquid form, that is also known as this phloem sap. And the cyclic process, this whole cyclic process is going to be continued. So, this is how transport of water and nutrients in plants takes place. This is an overview of how this takes place. So, remember, first of all, there is absorption by root hairs, and then xylem vessels are going to transport water from the root to the parts of the plant in upward direction only, in one direction only, and then the leaves are going to exchange gases through which pores? Some special pores, that is stomata, and these stomatal pores are present on the underside of the leaf. They are more in number mostly, and after the manufacturing of food, in which form? Glucose is manufactured during photosynthesis, the end product of photosynthesis. Now, it is manufactured in what? In the leaves of the plant. So, now these molecules of glucose are going to be transported in the form of phloem sap from the conducting tissue, that is phloem. So, phloem is responsible for the transportation of food in the plants, and next this cycle is going to be continued. This is how the cyclic process continues. This is how the transportation of water and nutrients continue in the plants. I hope now this is very clear to you.